Hello and welcome to this episode in which we are going to talk about how Firebase store the user credential or the user token if you would, so that it remains always logged in or signed in to your application until you decide to sign out. So Firebase actually creates some kind of storage within your application browser or your application localhost, which is your PC, and those information are stored within your session of the browser. So to locate those information, so as you can see, we can always refresh here and it won't really go out. So you are not really signed out. So you always can access this dashboard no matter what you do until you sign out and then you try to dashboard again, go to dashboard again. So you'll not be able because you already decided to sign out. So now let's sign in again and see how actually the information are stored when the user signs in to your application. And to do that, you just need to go to the application tab. So I'll make this a little bit bigger so that we see the application tab. And it's actually here. And then when you are at the application tab, you can go to the IndexedDB section. And then from the IndexedDB section, you can see that Firebase have two entries there. So one of them is the heartbeat database and the other one is local storage database. So this local storage actually hosts the information about the authenticated user. As you can see here, you have the user ID, and let's just make this bigger. And then you have the email and some other information like the photo, a URL, the API key, Firebase key, and so on. So all these information are stored for you at least with the token. And then the refresh token as well. So the access token here and the refresh token. So you might need these information later on in your application to make some kind of authorization, and some user are authorized to access some section within your application, other users are not authorized. So and based on this token, you will be able to do that by introducing what we call claims to the user. So user will have some claims in Firebase database, and based on that claims, we can decide, so we can validate the access token against the Firebase, let's say, endpoint, and then it will redirect us or to give us the answer. So this is admin or not, this is a regular user or not, and we need just to send this token here, and that's it. So yeah, that's how actually Firebase stores the information. So now when I refresh, it's always going to remain there until I decide to remove it. So once I remove this from here, this entry, so my user will be logged off. So I'll try to log off from here, sign out, and refresh this from here to see that my user information are gone. So I'll just click on refresh. As you can see, the user information are removed from that storage. And when I try to go to the dashboard, it won't work because I already signed out. So if I try to sign in again, so same thing. So I refresh here, you can see my information are brought back. And even if I delete them from here, and I try to refresh, so my user is signed out. So that's how actually the application retains the information about the signed in user and keep it along the application session until you decide to log off or you close your browser session, and that's where it will clear this information from Firebase local storage.